Andy Cole Munson here on OurNet, the place for conversations. Thank you for joining us. Very interesting conversation we're having today. This is how tech is responding to the coronavirus COVID-19 situation. I have Nelson Navesh with me from Mosano and Michael Fiorentino from Project Vixtape. And these guys have been collaborating together for some time now. We'll find out in just a minute how they got to know each other. But this is a plot twist for the whole world, and specifically for these guys who've come up with a COVID app. Good morning, Nelson. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Bom dia. And I think, Nelson, you're up in the north, and Michael, you're in Lisboa, I believe.
Yeah, I'm in Matosinhos, near Oporto.
My goodness, that's one of the hot spots, right, of the viral infection at the moment.
Yeah, right now I'm not in Oporto. I'm in my hometown, which is Faf, which is only have 5 infected persons. So I'm not in trouble as the persons that live in Matosinhos or Oporto right now.
Sure. Well, stay safe, stay well.
Yeah.
Michael, how's it looking in Lisbon at the moment?
Well, it's raining today for the first time in a long time, but actually, I think Lisbon has been a pretty good place to quarantine. I live a little outside of the city center, closer to Beato area, and people are respecting social distance. People normally just stay inside, but when we do go outside to run along the river, people do keep a good distance, and there's a nice calm feeling here. So in a lot of ways, it's doing better than New York, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, sure. And likewise, stay safe, stay well. Could you begin here? Can we set the scene? How do you guys know each other? How did you get to be working together?
Sure, I'll jump in and I'll take that. So I had met the Mosano team originally at website 18. Project Vixtape serves custom broadcasting and a mix of art and cultural content with brand messages. And I had realized that this company, Mosano, was building the. We kind of thought of each other as maybe competitors. And then as probably maybe 6 months later, as business models pivot, we realized the same thing, but that we had a very complementary structure. I'm more involved with the sales, marketing, creative aspects, and they provide a lot of things, which I'm sure Nelson could tell you about, but primarily being nearshore prototypes for startups. So essentially what we're doing is we've combined our similar project ideas, and it's launching as Project Vixtape, and our MVP, our minimum viable product, will be out soon. Adapt some things, to be honest, because the world has changed significantly. But that's how I know them, and I'm just one example of a project they do, and they do a lot more.
Okay. All right, Nelson. This is a real curveball that's come into our society, into our world, into our culture. You're well placed from a technological point of view. Can you give us the kind of backstory of what happened and how you responded?
Well, I was talking like two weeks ago with a friend of mine, which is a medical doctor in Hospital Sant Antonio in Oporto, and I was telling my concerns about this virus, and he told me that he was really concerned because he was seeing a lot of patients going through the medical, I don't know how to say urgências.
The urgency of the situation. Yeah.
And I asked him, and I told him that probably that I can do something about it with software, and I asked him if we could help him in some way, and he told me that they would need to have something to remotely monitorize their patients because they couldn't help everyone that was going to the hospital. So I told him that we could build that, and I talked with my co-founders from Mosano, and they said yes, that we could do that in no time because we already have some projects going on the company that are our own, and we could use that technology to build something that could help the medical doctors, and that's how that was born, the project born, because we have already something already built for another project, which is Take It, which has a similar approach to the covidapp, and then we arrange it and we basically give it to the medical doctors in Hospital Sant Antonio to start working on it. And then we went public with covidapp, and that's it. We built it like in 5 days, the project. We are continuously developing the software, because it doesn't have everything that the project needs. And probably like in 1 week we have another new functionalities to the application. But right now it can be helpful for the people in the need in Portugal, because they can go to covidapp and report their symptoms. They have a pre-diagnostic that tell them if they are in trouble or not, or if they are good, but they simply need to monitorize their symptoms, and just not go to the hospital and got some infectious disease in the hospital, because if there are other persons there that might have COVID-19, they could get the virus there, and the covidapp simply help them to have a quicker answer for their problems. Because if they call to SNS, they won't be able to talk with anyone, because the lines are fully loaded with other persons calling there. And we are trying to help as much as we can with covidapp.
Amazing. What a brilliant application of technology. So there's the URL that you need, http://covidapp.pt. I think you need to be using a Portuguese phone. It only works for Portuguese mobiles. Yeah. But as Nelson's saying there, a good way of finding out what's going on for you personally without bothering the health service, so that you can take appropriate action. And this has come to the attention of other governments, Portuguese-speaking governments around the world. Yeah, Nelson, you're the Angolan and Brazil, I think, governments?
Yeah, we already got some preliminary contacts from people from Brazil and Angola. They are connected to the government. They are not itself for the government, but they are connected to the government, and they're already asking us if they can use covidapp in Brazil or Angola.
Amazing. That's fantastic. What do you need? I mean, this is the thing. This is, like I said, it's a great application for technology. And, you've risen to the occasion, but obviously you had 5 sleepless nights by the sound of it, you and your team, and there'll be other help you need to take this further. What is the help you need so that we can reach out to other people and get
right now? The help we need is for the government, because we already have a nice dashboard for medical doctors to use it, but we cannot provide them that dashboard, because that's a lot. We have a lot of problems with our GPD, because we need to be careful with the data from the person, because someone can sue us because we gave their data to a medical doctor, even if we did it for the good reasons. Yeah. But they can sue us. So we are afraid of giving the doctors the data. Right now we give the data to an AI, but the data is anonymized. No one can identify a person for the data from the data that we give to the AI. But if we want to really help the persons, we really need to put medical doctors inside of our platform and look up to the people which are reporting there. So right now we really need the help of our government to say that we are credible, we are safe and secure, and the people can use our platform, and thus giving the access to the medical doctors for them to be able to monitorize their patients using our platform.
Okay, amazing. So if you know of someone who can help Nelson and Mosano with this, that would be really helpful. Another thing, Michael, you were saying that, and it is this problem, isn't it, with wanting to understandably observe how the law works, GDPR, data protection, and all of that sort of stuff, and safeguarding. But there are holdups, aren't there, on getting the app forward, because the same thing applies. If you're trying to put a health app into the public domain, there can be blockages with the app platforms. Is that correct?
One thing I could say. Well, so I'm not the expert about submitting to the App Store. That's more of a Nelson question. But what I can say is I always ask them, well, what's the data policy on this? Because at Project Vixtape, we have very sort of strict values about how data and Mosano does share that mentality. I think using GDPR compliance is the baseline, and then it's how do you take steps beyond that. A lot about being single digital market and what the values are of that, and how do we build things that really will be valuable in the future for many, being about where the intention is about data safety. And with medical compliance, it's a whole different level of submit. So the App Store has potential with medical records, and especially with covidapp. You have to make sure it's not a company that's trying to really claims that could be using it for negative purposes. There's actually a warning on the website about this. But maybe Nelson could answer better about the actual Google Play and Apple apps develop environments.
Yeah, basically Apple Store, Google and Apple said that they will block any application related to COVID-19 that was not from a government, because there are a lot of people that are trying to abuse the people using the COVID-19, like the ransomware that we are warning about in our web application in covidapp, because people are trying to scam other people just for the sake of COVID, and then for that, the Apple and Google Store will reject any application related to COVID-19 that doesn't come from a government. That's why we need help we need help from the government, because we already built the application. We have a running mobile application, but we can submit it to the stores because we are not the government, basically.
Okay, so that's the big ask, the big request that needed at the moment is to get that kind of government handle on things to help ease the passage through into the public domain in a safe way. And it's really, I guess it's just human nature, but it's just so hard to believe, isn't it, that people are using this as a scamming device so quickly and readily at the moment.
So bad.
Guys, sorry. Go ahead.
I really don't understand why people want to take advantage from other people in a situation like this, because we are trying to help, and everyone should try to help the others in the need, like we know they are. Let's see, for instance, Italy, they are dying every day. So I don't see why people would do something like that, but that's the nature of the person. They try to take advantage in situations like this one.
Absolutely. Okay, I know you guys are busy. You've got, with ongoing development and rising to the occasion, as I said before. I don't want to keep you unnecessarily, but is there anything else you want to share, add, or talk about in terms of tech in this current situation?
A couple things. One thing is one benefit that I see about this app and the way that they've really approached the system is just a day of time. It's going to tell you to stay home, you probably don't have it, or stay home, you probably do have it. Or it could say, hey, like, red alert, go to the hospital. We're actually recommending it. And one of the benefits of having that over time is that when you go to the hospital, you just quickly show them your symptoms, and they could know much quicker how to deal with you. And the other thing is the AI platform, it does encrypt data, so it doesn't look at personally identifiable information, but it has the potential to really do some deeper what these symptoms are by looking at these metrics over time. So having this app or any app that's similar be successful could help in the long term for other diseases. And I think that that's a really important element to focus on. So if I were to say there was a call to action, if anyone knows anyone that could help with the submission or people, we could use some help there and resources. And I think we should also mention that Nosh gave messages for you guys to use as a credit, so it doesn't actively cost money for Mosano in that aspect.
No, only the service part is costing us, but we're giving it for free. We want to help the others. So
yeah, time, labor, people, and just serving content online. But this is part of the larger tech for COVID-19 movement, where there's a lot of startups in the Portuguese tech ecosystem that are taking different approaches to helping people. It's been impressive to see how quickly so many companies have been able to jump in and change their focus, even when they know that they have to focus on their core business too. I would imagine the
Yeah.
travel industry are going to have a significant hit, whereas a company like Mosano, actually, they don't necessarily lose that much business because they're sort of this remote nearshoring solution for a lot of people, and those generally don't lose as much demand in this case.
Yeah, and we can see it as a new opportunity to explore a new market, because we never thought about working on the healthcare system or healthcare platforms. And right now we are getting a lot of requests from other companies to work for them. Already Medicare was in touch with us to help them build something similar to covidapp. And we are seeing that this could be a way for us to see the next months, because we know that the market will have a recess, and we really need to see new opportunities to make us safe for the next months.
Yeah, well said. We lost you a little. I certainly lost you a little bit, Michael, when you were talking about Nosh. Their gift was a million SMS text messages to enable this.
Yeah, because the platform works with messages, and we want to notify the users when they have to monitorize their symptoms. So we really need a lot of messages, because we already have 20K of users, 20,000. So that's a lot of message every day. So Nose supported us with 1 million messages.
Incredible. Okay, I better let you get on with it. Thank you so much. There it is, covidapp.pt. Brilliant application of how tech is coming into its own, rising to the occasion in these times. Michael Fiorentino of Project Vixtape, Nelson Navash of Mosano, thank you very much indeed for joining me today.